Hey folks, I'm Caleb Foshi with the Dust Bowl Catholic, and this is My Catholic Dollar. Alright, so that opening really tells the story here. What are our next steps? We've gone through the last 14 weeks, plus one bonus week, going through some practical, theoretical, and really some life-changing stuff that if put into place can really get us on track to have our financial house in order, to be able to help ourselves and others and the church as we move forward in life. But what do we do now? Well, let's take a look at an encyclical from Pope St. Paul VI for an idea. Here we go. Endowed with intellect and free will, each man is responsible for his self-fulfillment, even as he is for his salvation. Utilizing only his talent and willpower, each man can grow in humanity, enhance his personal worth, and perfect himself. Well, there you go. It's all about you taking care of your own personal self-fulfillment and salvation, and by using your intellect and will, you can increase both your holiness and your self-worth as you move forward in life in both a financial and a spiritual way. You know, it's in a weird sort of way, money and spirituality are connected. We must always strive for perfection, and we will never actually reach perfection. It's kind of a conundrum that we all have to deal with. But let's take a look at another encyclical reference from Pope Benedict XVI. Here we go. Human knowledge is insufficient, and the conclusions of science cannot indicate the path towards integral human development. There is always a need to push further ahead. Exactly, that last part. There is always a need to push further ahead. We will never be perfect. We must always try to get to perfection. That is what we're supposed to do as Catholics, both in a spiritual sense, a financial sense, a personal sense, as a family, whatever your vocation is, whether you're married and have a family, or if you're a priest or religious, you must always bend and sway with life and direct yourself towards perfection. Let's look at our first Bible reference. In Luke chapter 17, verse 5, it says, "The apostles said to the Lord, 'Increase our faith.'" Increase our faith. And by increasing our faith, we can increase our awareness of our surroundings and how life is throwing curveballs at us. And we must continually move and dodge and sway in order to meet those challenges that hit us. That's why you redo your budget every month, because no month will be the same. You'll either have less debt or bigger bills, or you have another baby, or one of your babies leaves the house. Something will always change. And that's what we've got to combat as we look towards our goal. Here's our next reference. "You have planted them, and they have taken root. They grow and bear fruit." That's kind of what we've been trying to do the last few weeks, is to be planted and take root in a certain way so that we can progress in our financial life. As we move forward, we want to grow and bear fruit, both spiritually, financially, personally, as we go through life. Here's our last Bible reference for this week. "When I was a child, I talked like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I put the ways of childhood behind me." Again, we've grown up a certain way. We've now learned a few things over the past few weeks. It's time to put our bad habits away and move forward in life as adults should. This is something that we all have to come to terms with, that, you know, if we've had problems in the past, maybe we shouldn't do what we did in the past, and we should move forward in a different way. And in that conundrum that I keep referencing, there's always the drive to get better, to learn more, to do more, to be more, as life throws its different things at us. So I want to show you a tool that I've come up with that is a spreadsheet that can potentially help folks who are trying to take their budgeting and tracking their spending to the next level. Here you go. Okay, so here we go. Like I said, this is a very simple way of doing things. Please feel free to make this your own as we go along. But, I just shoved in here. It's set up for 2 paychecks a month. We're assuming you're getting 2 paychecks a month. And after taxes, the normal take-home pay for a $60,000 family income is about $21.25 per paycheck. Okay, so that's where I got that number. And then as you come down through here, you have your first 4. So you have church, food, housing, and then all your utilities. And some of these utilities you're not going to have, like phone. If you have a cell phone, odds are you may not need a regular phone. Also, potentially your water and trash bill will be together. I know that's the way it works at my place. As you go along, internet could be more than $70 a month. You'll notice they're in both ends, under both paychecks here. So, as you go along, you're taking half of each thing per month, so that when your bill comes at the end of the month or at the beginning of the next month, you'll have the full amount. And so you have, usually if you're getting paid twice a month, there's 2 Sundays per paycheck. So there's church 1 and church 2, and you have church 3 and church 4. You have your second paycheck. And you'll notice that after each one, except for the churches, so you'll have food and housing. Here's a car payment, and car payment number 2, credit cards, doctor bills, birthday fund, Christmas fund. Okay, so you see a 1 at the end of all of these. This is to distinguish it from coming out of the first paycheck. And then when you come down here, there's a 2 after all of them. So that comes out of the second paycheck. All right. So let's say you're bopping along, you're coming up the first paycheck of the month, and you still have, say, $9.98 in your checking account. So you'll put $9.98 right there on your starting balance. And you'll see there's a category right here, starting balance. And once you hit enter, it puts it right over here. Looky there. Okay. So what you're going to want to do, and you'll see a leftover down here. You want this leftover to be 0. Okay. So, I just went through here and arbitrarily put in things that I thought would work. I know that the average housing payment in Oklahoma is around $1,100 a month. Could be much more where you are, could be much less. Don't know. But I put half of it here. I know that the basic food bill per month per family of 4 in the United States is around $200 a week. So that's why I put $400 here. But you'll notice there's $9.98 left here. So, after you get done with your first 4, then you pay your debts, then you pay your incidentals, and that's why they're in red. You'll see the color scheme. Nice blue, cautionary yellow, because you want to keep those under control. Big caution orange, because we definitely want to get rid of these. And then the reds. These come last. That's just all there is to it. So you get $9.98 left here. Do you want to put it in your birthday fund or your Christmas fund? I don't know. Or maybe one of these bills is a little higher than something. So you adjust things. These are easily adjustable. But I'm going to throw it in the Christmas fund. So I'm going to say $9.98. All right. And there you go. So you have 0 left over at the end of the month. Okay. And we have $9.98 because we're starting with this much. Okay, so you got paid. We'll say it's the 1st of the month. So you get paid on the 1st and the 15th. I know our military folks do. So you're gonna put your date in here. So, and we're assuming it's May. So 05/01. Okay, and you're gonna put payday. And then it's not a debit, it's a credit. You're gaining money, so it's a credit. So $21.25. Okay, boom. And then right here, you're going to, this category should match what's over here. Okay, and so this is our paycheck. So in this category, you can do it two different ways. You can hit the down arrow and it's right there, or if you want, what you can do is click in here and start typing PAY. Oh, there it is, paycheck 1, boom. And so when the money came into your account, you enter it into here and it transfers over here. And you'll notice left to spend is 0 because the amount that you thought was coming in right here. All right, so now that same day you go grocery shopping, we'll say. So you go to Walmart. And I use short form, so Walmart. And now this is a debit because you're sending money away from you, okay? And say you spend $108.72, okay? So it automatically deducted it from our balance, and this balance should stay as close to your account balance as possible. You want this balance, this account balance here, to match your balance with your bank. Okay, use your phone, use the app, or use the online tool. It should match. Okay, so now we've got to assign, and we'll say it's the same day. So you got paid and you went and bought groceries on the same day. So now you're going to come in here and you're going to say food. And it's out of the first paycheck, so it's food 1. Boom. There you go. Okay, so your 108 debit, it's in red, got carried over here into your food budget. Okay, you originally budgeted $400. You've spent $108.72. You have $291.28 left until the next paycheck to spend on food. So this is really where you can track everything and stay on top of where your money's going. Okay. Now, we'll say that you make a car payment, and I know that Honda that I've told all of you about, that I've been trying to get rid of for a long time, and I've almost got it taken care of. You make the car payment, it usually doesn't go through till the next day. So we're going to make a car payment. Make a car payment on the same day that we got paid. Okay, and we're gonna pay $150 on it. Okay. And we'll say car 1, pay 1. Okay, so boom, it showed up over here. Now, here's the tricky part. It usually doesn't go through until the next day. So that's why we have this column here, cleared, with a question mark. Has it cleared the bank yet? And with this cleared check, what you can do is click in this cell and copy and put it right here and click paste. Okay? And so we know we've allotted this money. This is just like writing a check, okay, or that hasn't gone through the bank yet, or like I said, making an online payment that hasn't gone through the bank yet. So you know you've spent the money, all right, and it's come out of your balance, but it hasn't cleared yet over here. So your bank account doesn't know that you've made this payment. It's just like writing a check that your bank doesn't know about. Okay, it doesn't know that you made this payment. So your bank account will still say this number before the car payment came out. Okay, but you actually only have this amount because you've made a $100 payment. You've obligated this money. So your actual balance is this. So that's something to keep a track of. And as you come down here, you look down here. Oh, looky there, 1876.26. And 1876.26. That's what's kind of nice about this. If you ever are in a pinch and you need to know, gosh, how much money do I actually have in my bank account that's not obligated right now? You know, in the event something bad happens, you can look right here and see how much that is. Okay. And this assumes that your starting balance was correct when you came through. All right. Now, say we've made it to the next day and that car payment has gone through. All you do is come in here and you hit delete. You delete the in, and I like to clear out the color. And boom, now everything matches. This payment has gone through. You have that much, and your bank account should say that much as you go along. Okay. Now, like I said, you can customize this as you want. Say you don't have a car payment, okay, or a second car to pay on. So you can just make that 0 if you want, okay? And it takes it away from the thing. Or say you have 5 credit cards instead of 4. So all you have to do is go in here, and so cred card 5 1. Okay, and say your payment is, I don't know, $100. We'll just make the math easy. Okay, so it shows it there. But the tricky part here, and something that you have to pay attention to, is when you change something over here, you have to come into this column and change this part right here to match it. Okay, and they have to match exactly. So we put cred card 5 1. So we have to put cred card 5 1. Okay, so now when you look over here, you'll see there's now cred card 5 1. Okay, and this, by updating this cell over here, it will automatically update these over here. But if you don't update this part right here that we were talking about, then when you put stuff in, it won't deduct things. Okay, so if you would like a copy of this spreadsheet, please send me an email at caleb@dustbowlcatholic.com, and I will be glad to send you a link to it. It is in Google Sheets format, and so it is free. If you don't have a Google account, it's very easy and free to do that as well. Most people will. If you use YouTube a lot, you'll have your own account. So please contact me. I'll be sure to get it out to you as quickly as possible. I'm Caleb Foshi with the Dust Bowl Catholics My Catholic Dollar. Be sure to subscribe, to like, share, and give me a comment down below on how you think you can best grow moving forward with your financial life. We'll see you next week. Until that time, be not afraid.